I'm Robert Cavuto, and today on Metal Rules, we are speaking with Kris from Trauma for the release of their new CD, Awakening, due out September 9th. Kris, welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. It's appreciated. It's very much appreciated.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Now, I only heard two of the songs on the CD, and it's a real ferocious album, so congratulations. And I'm kind of wondering what
thank
the
you.
album sounds like.
Well, all the other, the whole album overall sounds really good. I mean, we are really pleased with it, and we just hope everybody that likes that kind of music likes it.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked what I heard. It was really great.
Oh, good, man. That's a good start.
Can you talk a little bit about the vision you had going into this album, maybe, and how it was different or maybe the same from the last two albums that you've done, As the World Dies and Rapture and Wrath?
Well, I think this one that we just did, it was all the tunes and everything were recorded during COVID, which was really hard. And then also the original lead singer, Donnie Hillier, passed away in September of 2020. And that really put a crimp on the whole thing because we almost didn't even do it. But the producer we were working with recommended Brian Allen, and that seemed to work out with him. And we're really happy with the job that he did. And as far as the material, we just kind of wanted to go back pretty much to thrash roots, per se, and play a little more heavier riff orientated, and faster tempo kind of songs. However, we did really like the last album we did, As the World Dies. The Rapture and Wrath record was something that we did not with the lineup that we have now. We were just trying to test the waters in a sense with that album. Some of the songs did, we got really good reviews off of and everything like that. But as that album, Rapture and Wrath, As the World Dies, and now The Awakening, we wanted this album to be a little bit heavier, and, just a little more, like I said, faster tempos and whatnot. So
I think you achieved that on the two songs that I heard.
Yeah. There's some other ones on the album that are in that same kind of format.
Now, you mentioned you did this recording during COVID. Was it written and recorded in COVID? And where was it all recorded? Were you guys all in the same room and able to get together, or was it done like with sending files to each other?
Well, yeah, I mean, in the very beginning when we were just coming up with the material, we were sending files and stuff like that to each other and fine-tuning everything. And then we actually got together a couple times playing it. And then we went in the studio and just recorded it. We recorded it in Juan Ortega's studio in Martinez, California. Mm-hmm. And he's done like, Testament, Machine Head, and bands like that, a lot of different bands. And we were able to knock it out. It took some time, because we all had we all didn't want to be there at the same time, just because the COVID thing was going on. It was a royal pain in the ass, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. I got to tell you, it does sound like you guys were all in the same room recording together. So kudos to you and to the producer for that, because it's great.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like the two, so far the two tracks you've heard. We're hopeful a lot of people are going to like it, but until it gets released and gets out there, you just got to see what happens.
Oh, I lost you for a second. Oh, there you are.
Okay, sorry.
No worries. Death of an Angel is an awesome old school thrasher. What can you tell me about that song's creation?
That was a song written by Steve Ribella, one of the guitar players, and he watches a lot of serial killer type people, and just kind of came up with the idea of, wow, maybe we should do some tune that's based off someone, and that's kind of where that came from.
Who's it based off of?
I'm sorry?
Who's it based off of?
It's Bundy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like Ted Bundy.
I got to go back and listen to it again with that in mind now.
Yeah, at first I was a little skeptical about it, but the more I listened to it, I was going, yeah, it's kind of different.
Yeah,
You know,
it works. It works.
not that we really want to promote a serial killer by any means,
No,
but no.
I get it. You know,
Yeah.
can you talk a little bit about the insight to the band's hiatus from the 80s until reforming until like 2013?
Yeah, I mean, basically the band was together in 84, 85. I believe it was around 1986. We were just playing local gigs in the Bay Area, and we're, in LA and up north and things like that. But the problem was is the album we put out, Scratch and Scream, in those days, you needed a lot of tour support to go out and really support it. And we just didn't really have that in place. So it was, there was really just no direction, and everybody started kind of doing different things. And before we knew it, it wasn't, we didn't, I mean, I wish we would have kept it together, but it just didn't work out that way. And everybody went their separate ways. And then in 2013, Mike Varney wanted to do a re-release on the Scratch and Scream record. And he told me, he goes, might be a good idea if you guys put the band together, just in case there's some, festivals or whatever you guys get the opportunity to play at. And that's what we did. But, we've had a hell of a lot of people in and out of it since then, until I was able to get the lineup that we have now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the gist of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
many people, out there, so many musicians cite you guys as an influence. So it was a shame that you couldn't make it work to, longer over those last, 30 years or so,
Yeah, it was it was definitely a moment in time, which I wish we all wish we could get back, but that ain't going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I get it. What's some of the key elements from your past that help channel the band's classic sound and, over the last, several years of working on albums?
I just think that we've that's a really good question. I think we've just played what we think is good, really. I mean, we're not really, at this present moment in time, it's not like we're listening to a bunch of other bands getting influence from them. We just kind of do our own thing, and that's kind of what we've always done.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. You were talking a little bit earlier about the last two albums, and it seems like it's a progression. And now you're kind of at a point where you guys are back. Is there a certain expectation or pressure that this album has to be equally as good, if not better, than what you've done in the past? And are you free to experiment?
Yeah, I mean, we can pretty much do what we want. I mean, we're just coming up with music that we like playing, and it is very thought out. It's lost you there.
Yeah.
It's very thought out. I wouldn't say that. I mean, the only pressure really is the pressure of not knowing how it's going to be received.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, I mean, just like you said, I mean, we'd been gone for quite a long period of time, and we just played at the Alcatraz Festival last weekend, and a lot of people that we played in front of had never even heard any of these new songs, and it seemed like they liked them pretty good. So it's a little bit of an indication to think that people might really pick up on this, but we got to wait and see.
I bet a lot of people think you're a brand new band, so to speak, not necessarily with roots in the 80s and influencing thrash.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, it's interesting that all these years have passed and there's still people that I guess there's some kind of what do they call it? There's like an underground thing for the Scratch and Scream record that all those years ago when we recorded that, we never thought that, this is 2022. We never even thought people would even be talking about it. Seriously.
Yeah. Did Mike Varney ever release the revised or the updated, CD from the 80s? Did it ever come out?
Yeah. Yeah. It came out in 2013.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He did a re-release of it came out on CD only. We might do a vinyl, limited edition vinyl kind of thing at some point, but it's just in a being talked about stages right now.
Did you guys, was it remastered? No, excuse me. Was it remastered and remixed, or was it just,
It was just remastered.
Just remastered. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out. I gotta go find that and see if I can listen to it.
Okay. Yeah, man.
I'd like that. I was checking your website. I did not see any real tour dates. Do you guys have anything planned for the release, to promote the release of this album?
We are planning on going over to Europe in 2023 or early 2023. And once again, it's just, we're at a point where the band has been gone for quite a period of time, and we just got to see where the cards fall, to be honest with you. I'm not expecting any kind of miracle or anything like that, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, we're really anxious to get out and play, but we just have to see what the album's going to do.
Yeah. Is it more lucrative to go out as a headlining, playing smaller clubs or venues, or is it better to go out and be an opening act for somebody? What's financially lucrative nowadays?
To tell you the truth, obviously, if you're a headlining act and you have a huge fan base, you could do pretty well. Mm-hmm. As long as you can put, butts in seats. As far as an opening thing, we've had opportunities to go open up for I think we had a tour one time. We had some dates in Australia we're going to do with Diamond Head, mm-hmm. but that got canceled. And then Udo and some other bands, and it was all kind of pre-COVID stuff. So we're hoping that something like that's going to pop up again.
Cool.
But to answer your question, there's so many variables this day and age. It really just depends, to tell you the truth.
Before our conversation, I was just reading that Striper just canceled their whole tour due to the financial cost of the tour buses, gas, traveling around, and they scrapped their whole tour. They have a new album coming out in October, and they just scrapped the whole tour. So I was like, wow, that's crazy that we've come down to that situation that, maybe can't even make a beat on a tour,
Well, that is true. I mean, with the gas prices, just the prices of everything in general, mm-hmm. Because it's hard to absorb those costs and then just eat it. And then it's hard to put it off to the people, all the fans.
Right.
The money's got to come from somewhere, but once the ticket prices keep going up and up and up and up, unless you're like some huge band where it doesn't matter, I definitely can understand that.
Yeah. I was shocked and surprised. I felt bad for those guys. I was looking forward to seeing it when it came to New York, but it's not going to work out. So they said spring of next year, so we just got to wait it out.
Yeah.
You mentioned this earlier, but are there any songs from the new CD that you're looking forward to playing live when you guys do go out? When you're ready?
Well, like I said, we just actually played the Alcatraz Festival over there in Belgium, mm-hmm. and most of the set that we played was all the new material.
Wow.
We had a couple old ones we played, and the whole band really likes playing the new material. I like playing all of it, to be honest. There really isn't any ones in particular that I like better than the others. Okay. It's all of it's fun stuff to play.
Oh, that's cool. Like I said earlier, I think it's more of a cohesive band. You're playing all the new stuff. You're kind of starting from square one. It's kind of like a new beginning for you guys. I like that aspect,
Well, especially with the new vocalist that we have, right. I mean, it kind of is in a way definitely a new band,
It is. It is.
you know. So, you know, so far we're having fun with it, you know. So that's all that matters.
How long did it take you guys to get up to speed for that show? I mean, you go into a studio, you bang it out, couple of days, couple of weeks. What's involved?
Oh, yeah, we rehearsed, I guess, maybe we did about, I don't know, 8 or 9 rehearsals before we went over there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we had one gig the night before we played the festival, a place called the Little Devil Club in the Netherlands.
Oh.
And we had a really good turnout there.
Cool.
And then we played the festival the next day. So that worked out really, really well. You know, the fans in the Netherlands were really, really cool and into it. So that was really fun.
Excellent. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for your time, and I wish you the best with the release of the CD. And hopefully, if you do decide to tour and come around to New Jersey, New York, I'm definitely
gonna
the show.
Yeah, I mean, we did do a back east tour back in 2018. Mm-hmm. That went really good, and we would love to get back there again and play. Oh, yeah. So we're, our manager's working on a bunch of stuff right now, and so we just have to see what pops.
Great. And I can't wait to hear the rest of the CD. I'm very intrigued.
Oh, cool. Awesome, man. Well, I hope you dig it.
I'm sure I will. And I just want to thank you, Kris. It was really nice speaking with you today. And thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Well, I thank you too. Thank you for the interest.
Yeah, definitely. Great stuff.
All right, bro.
Day, okay?
Okay, you too, man.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.